There's a Wall Street Journal report out, quite troubling, that American women are giving up on marriage. Just read a little bit from the report. Women are doing comparatively well when it comes to education in their early years in the labor force, and men are doing comparatively badly, says Brad Wilcox, a fellow at Family Studies and a sociology professor at UVA. This creates a mismatch because people prefer to date in terms of comparable education or outcome. But, I even saw this, I remember, right after college. In college, everyone's kind of equal. In high school, everyone's kind of equal. You're all in, if you're not in the same math class, it's someone's in the honors math class, someone's in the regular math class, but you're all basically equal. And some kids are on the football team, and some kids do the plays, and some kids do student government, some kids are in the marching band. But you're within 3 or 4 years of each other, you're all kind of the same. When you get out into the real world, the working world, all of a sudden, when the blonde girl that was attracted to the football player at senior year of college, all of a sudden, now she might be attracted to the guy who's 5-10 years older, who's way advanced in his career, who's rich, who's got a nice car, she might start dating that guy. And the guy who was like the cool Giga Chad football player just the year prior, now he's at the bottom of the totem pole in the working world, and he's not making as much money, and he's not. You just don't see as many people in your age cohort. You go from being on a campus that has hundreds or thousands of people around your age. Now you're working in an office. Maybe you're around 5 or 10 people who are around your age. I don't know. You're working at some job. You're working in a store. Maybe there are 2 or 3 people who are around your age. It just really shrinks your possibilities, your opportunities, rather. So Brad Wilcox further pointed out on Twitter that as people have been delaying marriage, as some women are giving up on marriage altogether, when you look at happiness here, the Institute for Family Studies has this chart out. It remains the case that the happiest group of women is married moms with children. The least happy group, single women without children. Even in our modern age, with all these changes, all of the consequences of feminism, you see the breakdown. It's quite clear. The natural law is undefeated. Go to vandycrisps.com/discount/Knowles. Potato chips were not always just another snack food. Back in the 1850s, they were accidentally invented by Cornelius Vanderbilt himself, a man who knew about luxury. When he complained that his potatoes were not thin enough, the chef sent them back extra crispy. They became the hottest high-end finger food in America. They were made with real beef tallow, not processed oils. That's why Vandy Crisps was created. It's the first real potato chip that you've probably ever tasted in your life. Made the way they were made 100 years ago, with just 3 simple ingredients: heirloom potatoes, grass-fed beef tallow, and sea salt. That grass-fed tallow is not just for flavor. It's packed with nutrients that are great for your brain, skin, hormones. Plus, you won't get that heavy, sluggish feeling you get from regular chips. Instead, you will feel satisfied and energized after that perfect crunch. They're 100% American-made with 0 compromises. It's the best chip I've ever had. It's not even close. It is worth any amount of money. You'll be able to save a little bit if you get it right now. It's just I can't do it justice. My job is to use words to convey with precision and accuracy some reality to you, and I fall short in explaining how delicious Vandy Crisps are. Go to vandycrisps.com/discount/Knowles. Get 20% off your order. What does the natural law tell us? It's inscribed in every human heart. It's true throughout every culture that's ever existed. It's just like the first principles of practical reason, the stuff that we just kind of know intuitively, that we don't really have to reason about, the things that we have to know actually in order to reason. We know that man is a social creature. We didn't fall out of a coconut tree like Kamala Harris tells us. That was the one smart thing Kamala's ever said. We're a social creature. We're a coupling creature. Marriage is normal for human beings. It's the kind of thing we just do. And people sometimes divorce, but that's contrary to reason, and we can subject our instincts to reason. And in this case, the fundamental things apply as time goes by. Just remember this: a kiss is still a kiss, a sigh is still a sigh. So that remains true, even with liberalism, even with modernism, even with feminism. Married moms with kids are going to be happier than single women without children, which means, as a general rule, marry your high school sweetheart. When you take all the consequences of this study into consideration, the lack of dating opportunity when you get out into the professional world, and the kind of stratification, and the specialization, and the blah blah blah, and you take into account the happiness surveys of all the women, the inescapable conclusion is that shared experience, growing together, becoming one flesh, are important in marriage. The inescapable conclusion is you should marry someone basically sort of like your high school sweetheart. In other words, the conclusion of all of our learning and all of our science and all of our investigations is that the things that we've pretty much always known are true are true. That was a great clip. Now stop. Stop, I say. And ring the bell so that you can subscribe to my channel. And then we can see much more of each other. And that would be great. See you next time.